Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Code with the Italians. Today, we are not having guests, although we were supposed to have guests. You might have recognized the pattern here. We've had a problem with the scheduling. We had to reschedule today's episode that was supposed to be about text, but because I really want that fucking episode, it's not going to go away. It's going to come back soon enough. Don't worry. Today, we are instead going to be the two of us, which means Mark is going to get to troll us a lot.
Yeah, heavily.
And we're going to be doing a coding episode. So because last week we started doing the licensing screen and it kind of sucked in terms of code quality, today we're going to try to make it less shameful than than it currently is.
We can put it on LinkedIn.
I wouldn't get that far. I think we can put it somewhere. The repo would be a good first step, but I wouldn't go much further than that for now.
It's already on GitHub. I mean, it's already on GitHub, and I get the best recruiters on GitHub. Ivan, I saw your JavaScript projects on GitHub. You're like,
it's been a while since I got a recruiter asking me to do PHP or .NET. Yeah, I wonder what's happening to them. Are they okay?
Yeah, I mean, let's look it up. Anyway,
I see you have a pin on your t-shirt.
Yes, I have a pin. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. So if you like our stream and you want to support us, we have a bit of merch on the store. We have a coffee page where you can support us buying the pin, for instance, also the keychain. We have the stickers. Look at this, and this looks familiar. We have our all-time best-selling sticker that people just lost their shit with this. And thank you, Sebastiano, for banning people.
It's handy that now I have the buttons in OBS, so I can ban people.
Wow!
Pew, pew, pew.
So if you want to support us, you can look it up. You can look up the store. You can also buy the t-shirt on our merch store. And you can, if you don't want to buy anything because you don't want to ship anything, you can just support us for free. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can connect your Amazon account to your Twitch account through your Amazon gaming account. And every month you have one subscription for free. So you can subscribe to our channel for free, and we get like $1 something pre-taxes. So basically, we appreciate the gesture.
It's the equivalent of Jeff Bezos coming to you as your grandma and be like, "Here's €10. Go get an ice cream."
Well, I mean, yes, but yes. I'm not buying any rocket with no Bezos rocket or ticket for space, whatever. Hola a todos. Gracias, Mark, para activar el Ivano. So
muchísimo calor.
Mucho calor. Mi español es poquito mejor de un ano 1 year ago, whatever.
Tu español es muy lindo. Is that a thing?
My español muy bonito. I don't know. Muy bonito. Probably muy bonito is okay. But yes. So thank you. I think we can start. So just to refresh my memory with the project, you didn't touch it over this week, right? So we left with generating with a Gradle plugin the list of libraries.
Yes. And
the plugin writes a JSON somewhere.
Yes.
We move the JSON. ¿Dónde está Spike? Spike está
el perro.
El perro no está aquí porque es...
No tienes un sofá.
No, él le gusta jugar con el niño no está aquí, so the dog is with the baby, that's it. So for the non-Spanish speaking people.
So essentially what you're saying is that the dog now avoids you because there's someone more interesting around.
That's also true, yes, because there's the nanny, because the thing is that it's not that the baby is interesting, but the baby carries food most of the time. So for Spike, that's the jackpot, right? Because I mean, the baby is goofy, is falling all the time.
No!
Oh no, yeah. If the cookie hits the floor, he can't have it, but now Spike can have it. So so he's always like
are you giving your kid dog cookies because you know he's gonna drop them anyway and not gonna be able to eat them?
No. The dog is eating kids cookies. It's like eating plasmon and that kind of stuff, and then it's getting fat. That's the reality of the situation. So to go back, so we have a JSON file. So we move the JSON file to a folder that we can read it. We read it at runtime.
Yes.
And then we serialize it, and then we show it in a LazyColumn.
Yeah, so the last time we did essentially the wiring up of this, where we generate the JSON, we have a Gradle task that picks it up and puts it in the right place so that when you build the app, then it's into the assets folder, and then we use concatenate serialization to read it. We auto-generated data classes with a Studio plugin, and we are reading them, and what we currently have is we are just showing the list of library names. It's extremely bare bones, but let me share the screen so you can see it also. I don't know what you think, but I think that digital well-being is telling me that it doesn't like bundle. It's like, it's the only app that it's running. You wanna pose distracting?
It's 100% match. It's 100% match.
So this is the beautiful thing we have done. I think it looks magnificent, and I would like to keep it that way. No, I'm joking. So
I will call it pragmatic, Sebastian.
Yeah, it's functional. Let's put it that way. Yeah. It's functional. It works. It shows stuff, and it's marginally sorted in some way, shape, or form, but not really. So just as a reminder, let me see if we have... How can you possibly improve the UI? I don't know, Mark. I was thinking using Comic Sans, but I don't know. I need to check. Too bad Chris isn't here. Otherwise, he could be able to suggest maybe other fonts. I don't know.
We need like a design like Liam, the kind of people, right? That they can give us like typography hints.
Oh yeah, by the way, I did do one thing between the end of last week's episodes and the start of today's episodes, which was while you were watching the pre-roll ads, I tested if it ran in Giraffe, and now it does. So I have updated that, and I should probably just commit that bit. I have no idea what this is about. Don't know, don't care. So, yep. Roll back. And this is, so this is a bug we found last week. I don't know if it's been fixed. I'm not going to check if it has. So, fuck it. So I'm just going to say upgrade AGP to Giraffe version. Okay, perfect. And yes, it's me. Yeah, it's me, fucking fingerprint sensor. It doesn't, it just doesn't trust me. It's ridiculous.
You can never be too sure.
Yeah. So in terms of the JSON, no, that's not the right one. In terms of the other JSON, which should be here. Oh, yes. So this one is the data we get, and what we are reading right now is we're reading the name or if the name is missing, like for this Firebase entry, Firebase bomb entry here, then we're reading the group ID and artifact ID and using that instead. We do get a bunch of other information, such as the version we're using, the license that is used, and because the known licenses are grouped under the SPDEX licenses. So SPDEX is essentially a normalized set of licenses that you can have, and there's a bunch of them in their archive, but the main point is if they are known licenses, then you're gonna get an identifier that says that is unique, and then what you can do is you can group things by SPDEX identifier if they have one, and if they don't have one, then there might be some that don't have an SPDEX license. I think this would maybe happen. Let me see if I can find. Is there other? No. So if I just keep going down, oops, does this ever turn out having something different? I think there must be something that doesn't have an SPDEX license, because I remember we had some entries which had a URL. So maybe I can just check the Gradle file, because we did have to add that somewhere. And I think it was around here. Yes, so this one is probably not going to be an SPDEX license. So if I just search for this, haha, yeah, so we have an unknown licenses. So we either have an SPDEX license or we have unknown licenses. Trimming time. Okay, so what we can do is, well, the first thing that I would like to do is clean the code up a teeny tiny bit. I'm not saying it's horrible, but it is kind of horrible. So let me see.
What code are you talking about? The reading part or the
no,
UI?
the actual licenses screen. I don't remember what it is, but
okay.
There is somewhere, because like this screen here, I need to find. I don't remember how it's called, because
for the string, and you do the even way. You look for the string, and you.
Yeah, I could also do that.
My memory doesn't serve me well, so that's my approach.
Yeah, that's a good point. I might just do that, but I think I seem to remember it was somewhere here, but at the same time I don't know. So who the fuck am I kidding here? So
let's give a good example to the.
It's this one,
audience. And how do you find something that you don't know where it is when you join a new project?
I found this bit, this string here, which is a known starting point, and now I found the clickable thingy, and now I can follow the on licenses click and see where it's called. And this is called here. We're going up. And this is in the navigation. Yay! So licenses. So
root.
Yes. So unsurprisingly, we go to the navigation, and licenses is here, I think. Yes. So there is a licenses screen. Why the fuck did I not see it? Oh, because it's in the wrong package. That explains it. And I want to move it. Yes, thank you very much. Now it's where it's supposed to be. This makes more sense. Yay!
You see? Improvements.
Okay,
You are
perfect.
watching a master at work.
So, I would, I left some comments here. I definitely left some comments here. So
Yeah, that's room for improvement.
yeah. So maybe one thing we can do is we can actually create a view model,
View
and
model. Right. Lead by example. Sebastian.
yeah.
Let's lead by example.
The big question is,
So
do I remember
we are-
how to do that? Not necessarily.
No, no, I don't think so. Me neither, because that's what we do. But I definitely you can create a view model class that extends a view model something.
Oh yeah.
Then the injection part, okay, should be straightforward because we are using Hilt, right? Because we are
Yes.
using Hilt. Live licenses.
There you go. Perfect. Now
We don't need preferences.
we don't
do
need the
I don't think
preferences. We do need the JSON though instance,
Okay.
because then like
We
is
don't need
this yeah, but we can just do it like that, and this should be injected probably.
Well,
But I
only one way
don't
to find
know
out.
if we have. Let me see. Do we have an application module? Like, do we have the JSON in the application module?
I think that we added the serialization in the previous episode.
Right. So we don't have it. So what we can do is we can duplicate this, like the savages we are, and
well,
provide
if it works,
JSON.
it works, right?
Yeah. And this returns
So the
JSON.
idea is that even if we are using JSON.default, we want to inject that. So because we don't want to.
Because one day we
Everybody
realized that
to-
we forgot some configuration bits, and yeah, you never know, right? So yeah,
So the idea is that you don't want everybody to know that they need to use JSON.default.
yes,
They want just to ask for JSON, and somebody's gonna give them the JSON that they need. So that was the whole idea, right? So to hide how the hell I get the JSON and move to I just need the JSON, please.
so we want to have a,
So what-
function that loads the licenses, I guess. Oh, I just realized it also needs a context. We're fine with the application context, but we need that. Or we can just inject the asset manager, because that's what we care about after all.
Yeah.
And I probably need to add that, yes, because we don't have it yet. So this is not package manager, but rather asset manager. Asset manager, and this is sets. Okay, there you go.
So we are injecting the Android stuff into the view model because so far we are not writing unit tests, so we don't want to wrap everything around, with the interfaces. We want to.
I mean, this
so
is
first iteration, make it work.
Not a screen where I would invest an enormous amount of effort.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be very simple, and most likely nobody's ever gonna go into it anyway. So given we have very little time to work on it, I wouldn't go the whole mile of
definitely.
setting
But
things up.
even in a let's say real world scenario where you have a license screen that you need it for legal reasons, and that's a very low traffic screen.
Yeah.
So you can probably are not writing a lot of tests for this, or return on investment will be weird to justify. So I would probably go for it. Plus, they are gonna just bash you in the pull request, so why bother, right? Just make it work and then try it out.
Pretty much. So I was thinking we can just do, instead of making this function suspend, we can expose a state flow and just load stuff in here like this way. So we don't need this. This is fine. Yeah, sure. Everything is experimental. It's okay. Will I ever stop using the macOS shortcuts? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need a val
State flow. So you're exposing a state flow, right?
licenses, which is gonna be a mutable state flow.
So the state flow is the one similar to live data, right? So it always has a current value. So
Yes.
it's not it's never empty, basically.
Exactly.
So there is always something there.
Yeah.
And the way you make it work in this scenario is that the something that is there when we start is an empty list.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
maybe. We'll see. Because I would like still to do load state error, like load
Fair
content error modeling, like we have, I think, elsewhere. But yeah. Yeah, state flow is hot. Yes. I don't remember what was the name of the models we were using. What was this? It's a list of dependencies model. Okay. Yeah, should have just copied this. Okay, perfect. So now we have essentially a subject. Like, is this a behavior subject? I guess pretty much.
Yeah, that's more like a behavior subject. Yeah.
And what we're doing is we're saying, oh, we have the state flow that starts as an empty list, but this is our internal thing, probably.
Reasoning.
Although, what I'm thinking of, because we do have the LC abstraction already, so maybe
but
what
I
we
mean,
want to do.
you can model it on the empty list, or you can actually create a seal class or like a LC or.
I think we have an LC. Do we? Do we
or
not?
something at some point. I don't know if it's exposed everywhere.
Maybe not. Let's.
Because the first screen, I mean, the landing page, the home page has loading. So.
Okay, so let's do onboarding. Oh, damn. I haven't used this code in so long. I don't even remember what's here and what's not.
Too many guests.
Yeah, I know. Intro page state. Is this the one that has? No, that's not the one.
Can you search for loading? Because it's going to pop up. Like search everywhere for loading.
No. Maybe we don't.
Really? But I remember something.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
Content.
Does anyone remember?
Maya suggesting is the view model matching the onboarding.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I mean, I think.
But this one is not really doing that.
The home page. Check
I think it's the home. Yeah, the main screen that does it.
Check the main screen. I mean, we have the emoji that cries or something like that. I remember that there is something there.
Yes, there should be here.
Yes. I have no memory of this place. Yes, that's exactly that.
Yes. So, let's remember. The fuck is flow with life cycle? Oh, it's taking the life cycle. Okay, that makes sense. I don't think we're doing it.
Okay, well, let's go. Let's build it.
Yay us.
Well, I mean,
Do you want us
yeah, I
to
mean,
use
Maya is
arrow or
suggesting
something?
Maya is just suggesting the Indiana Jones way. I mean, look for every state flow in the project and then Alt F7 the
Even
shit out of it.
did you hear what I just asked? Do you want to try and use arrow? I know this is your thing, so
So thank you, Carmen.
Thank
for
you,
the
Carmen.
subscription.
I mean,
Do
if
you
you
want to use
want,
arrow as
if
an
you
empty
want to
list, you mean?
properly model this thing, I mean, we have an hour, so there's that.
Well, I mean, there is a lot.
We can introduce
let's
it and
talk about it.
not use it everywhere else. Obviously, we're not going to add it to the whole app, but we can start from here.
No. So what Sebastiano is trying to okay, so Sebastiano is trying to add again, because we already have it, right? Because we had Pablo on the episode, so you already have arrow somewhere. I don't know if we never merged it.
We never.
So
we never did.
So, well, I mean, let's go. So, if you're Spanish or if you speak Spanish, you know what arrow is. For everybody else, arrow Kotlin is a library by 47 Degrees that brings a bit of functional programming to Android, to Kotlin actually, because it's multi-platform, so you can use it everywhere. And I use it for my talk about domain modeling because Arrow has a few cool things that are missing, unfortunately, in Kotlin at the moment, but they turn out to be very useful when you do domain modeling. So the basic stuff that I will use probably here is a non-empty list. A non-empty list is it's a list that must contain at least one element. And I usually use a non-empty list on screens that rely heavily on LazyColumn. So when you are reading something and your UI needs a list, most of the time it needs a list that it's not empty. So if it seems like a naive thing, you know, a very, very simple thing to think, okay, yeah, but what's it if the list is empty? But when you have an empty list or a list that can be empty, you need to check all the time, right? Because if you need to show content on a screen, you want to be sure that you have content. And to be sure that you have content, you are probably inevitably going to check if the list is empty. A non-empty list saves you from that burden. So either you have something in the list or you don't have a list by design. The bare minimum modeling that we could have without managing too much of a LCE thing, it could be just to differentiate when we have content or we don't have content. At that point, we have a very straightforward nullable non-empty list. That is the bare minimum. So you use null to model the absence of a value, and then you use the list to actually model the content.
But what if the loading could take some time? How would we model the LC using arrow at that point?
So we would probably use a seed class. I mean, I will probably just go with a seed class, or at least an either. You can probably, but then either will be a bit weird to use because if you're using, so if you need loading content and error, you need something that is like a seed class. There is no way around. That's the way I will build it. It works a bit weird with Compose because when you have a new object, then state transition are a bit are not immediate, and then you don't get a lot of help from the framework. But that's the way that I will do it. So I will probably model the list. Content will contain an empty list, and then you have an error state that can be just an object that it's called error.
So we do our own LC sealed class, and then we use nel for the data.
Yes, that will be the bare minimum that I
will allow on this stream.
No, but that's actually, if you start working like that, that's a huge improvement, because you save a lot of complexity. So you are not using any like incredibly complex framework, you're just building a seal class, okay? And you don't need much. You just need a seal class with a few. You can even make it generic. You just throw a T in there instead of building a different class for every screen. A lot of people are just doing that. It is just some specific things, like you don't always have error management or loading or whatever, right? So if you want to be a bit more simple, you don't need to do the seal class, but I will probably go with the seal class and just do the classic stuff. You just throw a T in there and it's gonna be fine. That's that. So at that point, you can use this everywhere, basically. So this becomes what you have for every screen. So you can use it everywhere. And in this case, in this case, we will just use
something like this. Does it work?
Yeah, well, it will work. It will work because that's the way I will build it. Not because I'm arrogant, it's gonna work, because it's
because that's how I would do it, and that's always the right way. I understand.
But that's the bare minimum, right? I mean, it's just like three things that. So here you wouldn't start with a list, like an empty list, but you will start with a loading state.
Yeah.
So it will just start with a loading state, and that's it. I think you can even append on the mutable state itself. You can append a timeout, if you want to be fancy.
That's fine for now.
But the idea is that you start at this point. You start with a loading state, and then you can start working on the compose side of things, right? Because now you start throwing things, and this is the way that I build UI. So the way I build my apps usually is from the UI. It's top down, because my reference is what the designer team gives me. So I know that the screen has to look this way, and then I start building the UI, and then I start building the rest, right? Until maybe in parallel somebody's creating the data layer. So at some point we merge, right, in the middle. We meet in the middle, and building this top down with LC and the view model that can fake the data as much as I need. It gives you a lot of speed at the beginning, because you can iterate very fast, because everything is just working in a stub way, right? So you can work in parallel. Somebody's just working on the retrofit stuff maybe, or GraphQL stuff, and they're coming up towards the UI, and basically you're working from the UI down to the data layer, and then at some point you just meet in the middle. You switch the stuff in the view model, and everything should work, because you have a contract. So that's quite a signature there, Sebastian.
Yep. We're going functional, baby.
But the idea is that, so if you look at the signature, it's pretty clear that you have a constructor that you don't need, right? Okay.
Yeah, this is complaining. Oh, right. Yeah, because the type. Yeah, I always fuck up the types in LC constructs. So ideally, they should all have the same type. But obviously, this is an object. It will not work. But what we can do is well, for now that this is enough being a class. Is loading off T. This doesn't do anything. It's fine. And then this also needs to be of T. So this is error of T and E. Okay. So this one now needs to be constructed. Okay, yeah. Now it should work. Let's see if I fucked it up.
So okay, let's see that the fact that you are going so much on the right is also that because you have the type hints on Android Studio.
Yes.
That will be quite shorter in GitHub. But the beauty of it is that gives you every possible information about what you're dealing with, because everything is in the type.
I already feel like I'm using Arrow.
Yeah, well, sure. I mean, there is nothing of Arrow there. It's just
no. But the fact that I have like 3 nested generics, it feels like I'm doing functional programming now.
Yeah.
It's only 3. Right. It's beginners.
It's okay.
My brain still processes it.
They are not changing a runtime, right, or a compilation time like that. So it's everything is fine.
Okay, and this is we need the view model. I think this is how we get it, if I recall correctly. And this is... Hello, welcome. This is, I think, view model. We don't have the thing there yet, the property, but I'm going to add it. License is state. I can observe this. I'll probably just do license flow. Observe as state. So I can only expose the licenses flow. So this would be licenses.
What if somebody is writing from your composable to your view model, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't trust anyone, not even myself. And that's why I do this.
Hugo is asking, what if you want to handle things like functional HTTPS error versus network errors differently with a generic? What kind of... So the thing is, so Kotlin doesn't have unique types, union types. Sorry,
and it will never have them, likely.
Yeah, I mean, mixing and matching types like errors, especially errors, it's super tricky. There are things that, you know, if you look at what error is doing, a lot of people have solutions, and you probably approach the problem in a very interesting way. I try to, unfortunately, face the fact that you need to pick the layer and the granularity of errors that you want to handle. If you are expecting to, if you want to handle every 404 at the same time, in the same way across the app, it's gonna be difficult. So, you know, if you want to, every network call has the same management for like 403 authentication error or something like that, and then you want to bubble up that same type to every view model and then merge it with every domain error that you want, you know, like, oh yeah, the list is empty or the user was not found. Yeah, that's the same thing. I think it doesn't depend on what we choose. It's more like that there is not an alternative yet. It's more like, you know, that this is the way it is, right? And that's why, even without Arrow or anything else, in a lot of code bases that I worked with, you have a lot of the same kind of errors that go in a lot of places, like no internet error or the kind of timeout. Those are like most of the time duplicated because you can't actually reuse it. You could probably do like, crazy stuff like interfaces and the new stuff that you have in Kotlin, and there is like, it can get probably close to what you have. But then the problem that I have with that kind of stuff is the new junior developer that joins the team that is just going to have a hard time trying to understand how this stuff works. And then the ramp up time for them is just higher, right? It's longer. So if I give you 10 sealed classes, you know that those are sealed classes, and that's it, right? If I give you like an incredibly weird new way of handling errors because you want to like a generic solution for everything, but then there is so much knowledge that you have to put up front and you need to teach them, that I don't think that it's worth it. And then I don't know if that also scales well or it's like working in long term without pain, to be honest. So a sealed class is a sealed class. If you know Kotlin, you know what a sealed class is. I don't have to teach you anything, and you can work right away. So yeah, keep it simple and try to make it work. I mean, we need to ship this stuff, right? If it's painful to work with it, yes. Try iOS. Let me know.
Why do you have to say these things?
No. I'm kidding. Actually, things like, TypeScript, if you are like familiar with TypeScript, there is way more powerful typing there. So that's also interesting if you want to check that. But Kotlin is what it is. So we need to do the best that we can with what we have. That's my approach. Constraints, right? Sebastiano, I see that you have moved to the UI layer.
Yeah, I think we have
now
the very basic stuff is done. Obviously, we haven't like cold load licenses, but that's fine because we can do it here. And also, just in case, whenever this is this screen is well, not compose, but I want to do it. I want to launch a side effect whenever this is first launched. Yes. So this will be view model dot licenses. This should only happen once if I recall how side effect work. I think so. Schedule effect to run when the current
or side effect.
No, launched effect would be that would be a launched effect with a key that is unit, so it would only happen once. And this would be like I would do it. Like load licenses when, or I guess this could be reload.
So this is doing what? So when the view model starts, you load the licenses, and then when the composable gets composed the first time,
I don't have to do this because I kind of hate it because you don't know when it happens. You have no control. I don't think it's great. So what I would do is I would do it in the licenses screen, and in load licenses, what we can do is, given we know that the licenses will never change at runtime because it's an asset file, we can simply do if licenses the value is lc dot data of whatever, it doesn't matter, return. We've already loaded it, so it's fine.
Yeah, fair enough.
So this is now idempotent if you've already loaded data, which is good enough for what we're doing. So I've added a very simple progress indicator at the center of the screen while it's loading. I have just started working on an error state. I just wanted to put this here and have horizontal alignment, center horizontally, and this will be centered vertically as well because it's inside of a box. So that's fine because I wanted to have two texts, maybe with some space in between. This is height of, I don't know, 16 deep. I am just making it up as I go as usual, but
you missed an opportunity to make it 13.5.
what?
Like on Figma.
No.
That's always like that. On
No. No.
Figma. Can I have the dimensions for?
No.
I can. They can do it. I mean, it's on Figma, Sebastian. 13.5.
So what I want to do is I want to get the font style from the theme, and this would be, I never remember the order for those, but I think it's probably like headline medium might work. Where's my preview? I need a preview. I just realized I didn't
There
create
was
a preview.
how is there is the plugin by Chris, you know, the compose modifier playground.
Yes, but that doesn't do what you think it does.
Okay.
It doesn't. It essentially has a list of hard-coded things inside. It doesn't work with your code. I don't think it does anyway. It didn't once. I don't know if Chris has updated it, but.
Okay.
Okay, and this is bundle U theme, and this goes in here, licenses screen. This is nothing. Okay, perfect. So I should theoretically have a preview at some point. Let's see if it works.
Just for this initial phase. So you're not reading the list yet, right?
No.
So
I've left that is the most complicated case. I've left it for last.
Okay. So can we do one of the things that I usually do when I build this kind of stuff? So we don't have content, but we have loading and error. So do you want to fake an error situation? So the way I do it usually is the view model starts. So the first event is loading, and then you have a delay that is like, you know, because you're in a suspended function, and after 3 seconds, you just meet error. So you can see the progress bar running and then the error screen. And this is the minimum that you can actually do without even thinking about loading the data, right? So you are basically working towards the happy path, starting from the edges, right, when everything just breaks.
Yes, although that would not work in a preview, I think.
No, I mean, you need to run the app.
Yeah, which is going to be a problem for us.
Why? Compilation error, see the log.
I don't know why I wasn't doing... right. So this is actually... I want to call this licenses state. Odd, it didn't ask me if I wanted to apply the change.
Look at the dog. Ciao, Spike.
Because then I can do licenses, which is licenses state. Okay. And now I can do this, so I don't need to do the smart cast, I think. Have I fucked things up? Probably. Probably. Why? All right, because of this. Yes, this works. Yay! Okay. I think this is fine. So what we need to do in order to get the previews as we want them is we need to create like 3 previews where we provide the actual values to display, so we don't pass the view model in. So because this takes in the view model, that's obviously problematic, but what we can do is we can have a version of this that doesn't take in the view model, but takes in directly the data. So it would be the LC of whatever. So whatever this bullshit thing is. Okay, I want this. And then this would be the state. And I just get in the state here. And now I can move this down and say that all this stuff, apart from this and this, so essentially the scaffold goes entirely into here. So now we know, let's call it this way so it doesn't know. And I'm just gonna call it state. Okay, so now this delegates to the other one that only takes the data. So this is on backpress and licenses.
Nice bit of abstraction. So we have a request from the audience, Sebastian.
Sure. So error text is
the error message.
Subrocket. Sorry. Okay, and now we need to actually create the composable. So this is licenses list, and this is gonna take in the licenses, which is a list, and we haven't mapped it to a nel yet, but we're gonna do it. So this is a list of dependencies model dot dependency. Okay. So, oh, and the padding values as well. Right, yes, instead of the padding values, we could get in the modifier. So then we can just use the same modifier for all of them. Probably good idea. So let's reuse this.
I remember probably there was a tweet or a blog post the Chris Plains was talking about, always asking the modifier in.
Yep. So
look it up.
Modifier. Okay, perfect. And then this one is just that. Ace. And perfect. Okay. So the basic stuff is done. Now, obviously, the previews are broken, but that's fine. This is a licenses screen error preview, licenses screen loading preview. And then lastly, we have licenses screen data preview. So this one would have a LC of this error we said, and we need,
I guess you need a throwable or something.
Yes, but it doesn't matter, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's fine. This is lc.loading. And then the last one is lce.data. And this needs the actual data. So I think this is a good point where we add the the nel, the non-empty list.
Yeah. So you just need to change the type here.
So we go in the view model, and this is not a list, but is a non-empty list.
Non-empty list. And
okay, and this is also a non-empty list. And this is a yes.
Yes, you need to extract this, and then you need to do a bit of checking.
Okay, so if dependency list is not empty, then
I think there are also extension functions or things like, you know, they can help you.
Such as?
But
oh, thanks for the sub.
Thank you. I think that you can try to do dependency list, try to do dependency list dot and try to look for nel or something.
Nail,
but check what
does this throw?
Probably.
I think it probably throws. Thank you for the documentation, Arrow. That was very useful. Why is there no documentation whatsoever?
But I think there is. Probably didn't put the sources or something. Anyway,
this is not
decompiled. Maybe I'm confusing what I usually have, because I have like nel or null, but I don't know if it's part of the standard library, to be honest. Probably it's not.
I don't think so. There is nel, traverse, unzip. I have no idea.
Try something like nel as a constructor. Nel from non-empty list from list from. Okay, so you can have.
So this is, but it gives me an option. Do I want to handle the option?
But then you can convert the option to a null. But at that point, everything is, it's the same thing that if you do a if else, basically. Yeah. It's just hiding a bit of machinery.
Yeah.
So
this is
nel. What you will do is basically
dependency list.nel
is not
here.
Yeah. Well, actually, you can do you can use the factory. You can do non-empty list from list.
All right. This wraps it. It doesn't convert it. Okay. That's weird.
Try to do non-empty list from. And you can use the unsafe one because you know that the list is not empty. It contains stuff. So.
Okay. Else.
The error.
Value is lc.error of all that thing, which is annoying, but I have it in the clipboard. Comma.
This is like a
you can probably just
question. You have to forgive me, but the dot value, how is it different from the dot emit or offer? I know that there is a stateflow.emit if you are in a coroutine, and if you're not in a coroutine, you can do offer or try send. Was it try send? No. Maybe
value is the thing that comes with mutable stateflow, and it's the simplification is that you don't need to care about that shit. It's like, this is the value, deal with it. If you have emit, try emit, send, I don't remember which one blocks. There's one that blocks, one that doesn't block, one that will blow up if the collection blows up. Like try send and try emit will not blow up even if there is like back pressure or whatever.
Yeah. That I remember. Okay.
I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
This one is gonna throw stuff.
Sorry for the loading content error, basically. So this thing can blow.
Yeah. So
And we want to prevent it.
yes, so it's this, and also needs a catch
Is
E.
it like a JSON exception, or you everything? Just go for everything. I mean,
Okay.
detect is gonna yell at you, but
Detect would be right, except in this case, I don't know. Like it could
I
be
think
multiple ones.
yeah.
So it's either serialization or illegal argument or IO. And the thing they hate in Kotlin, it doesn't have the multiple try.
Yeah. You need to do a lot of catches.
Yeah. Which
Well, I
is
mean, you
fucking
have
annoying.
my blessing for suppressing the warning.
Is this no? This is also an illegal argument exception, but there's two kinds of illegal argument exceptions, because one is illegal argument and this is also illegal argument. So you can kind of cheat and say this is both of them.
But then you're missing IO.
Yeah, I
So
still
at that
need the other
point-
one, but at least.
But that point, I will go for the generic one and just
Yeah,
comment.
that's
Because
fine.
it's not that
It's
the thing is that
two
you
I
are
can
not
deal
handling
with.
the error.
Two I can deal with. More than two would annoy the shit out of me. So let's say it's good enough for now, because I really want to get something done. So the error is the licenses file is empty. Oh no, .jpg. Something is fucked. Okay, whatever. I mean, that's not necessarily the only case, but it's in this case it's the error we're getting.
Yeah, it's okay.
So
We have previews or things like that.
yeah, I'm refreshing the previews. Hopefully it should. Oh yeah, no, it's still broken here. Cause
I was here a moment ago and I went upstairs.
oh yeah, this is also gonna be broken.
But what's this?
This is I was just missing the import. That's fine. This one needs the value, and value here is we need one license to show or something. So one dependency, which is dependencies model dot dependency, and then we fill it in with whatever random shit. Artifact ID is com.even, and group ID, come on, is Ivano. Obviously, the name is Elivano.
Okay. How much stuff do you need for this? Do we have like a...
So we can leave the SCM stuff out. We don't care. I probably want to add an SPDX license though, just to see how it looks. So this would be a list of SPDX license, which takes an identifier, Ivano PL, which is the Ivan public license. L Ivano public license. And then the last thing is the URL, which is going to be something like why not? Okay, so what is this complaining about? Version. Yeah, I know, I'm getting there.
Fair enough. Boom.
And
Now you
this
just need to
is
fill it.
list of dependency. Okay, this should fix that bit. And now here it's complaining because we haven't updated that to be this. And this is going to be a non-empty list. Okay.
Oh. They're suggesting preview parameter.
You could, yes, I could do that, but I seem to remember it's a bit of a fucking pain in the ass. And I don't remember how to use it.
Let's see.
Yeah, you need a provider. Annoying. I mean, it would be good, but I'm going past this. I just want to show something on the screen. Honestly, that would be good. What is this complaining about? This is
none of the phone.
Yeah. This is null. No.
I guess
no.
You can.
Off? No.
No, probably I'm confusing.
No, there was something. Off? Fucking hell.
Just the constructor. You should be able to do.
Import. Fuck's sake. It's here. What's your issue?
Maybe there is a parameter that you have to specify, like a named parameter or something.
You know what this is?
No, but
it's confused.
Not...
No, this is a list. Okay, wait. There was an off or something. Non-empty list off. Fuck you.
No. First try. Run it. Mm-hmm. The audio is gone.
I don't know why it does that. It's not the first time it does it today. Just ask Ivan. But
yes, so it's not the first time that.
Fuck off! It's the wrong LazyColumn.
What the hell is that?
It's the same thing that happened last time. I don't know why it just goes with the glance one. I'm just like and this one takes in the licenses, which is a list. And yes, this needs importing. Okay, perfect. I think we've done it. And this is dependency. Yeah, I've been calling it licenses, but it's actually a list of dependencies. It's fine. We'll figure it out. So
domain modeling is hard.
Yeah, well, it's not a big problem, but still. Text. So this is gonna be dependency dot name.
It's still broken. Audio.
They should hear me now. I see the audio.
Okay.
So yeah, everything is fine. And then we have to do the same thing that we did last time, which is dependency dot group ID. If what? That's weird. Is there no convert to template? Only to row string. That's weird.
It's how maybe it's the
Here. No.
Elvis operator.
No, it shouldn't be the problem. If I do it like this, does it?
Huh.
No. That's odd. Oh well.
I mean, you
Uh,
can open a bug.
yes, that's what I meant. And this. Thank you. That was easier to write myself, probably, at this point.
Yes. Going through the menus. So what's
Okay.
going on here?
So
Let's run this.
it should now show the previews. I hope. It should. It could.
Yeah.
It's
Getting
rendering.
there.
It's doing things. Yay! Obviously,
So what do we have?
it's enormous.
Yes, they are suggesting some valuable thing, the key in the LazyColumn.
Yes, I'll get to that in a second. You might have realized this is not even actually the stuff I wanted to show.
No.
So here's the circular progress loading thingy, and this is fine. This is fine. Okie doke. So I think this works fine. What we want to do, I mean, we can see it in the app, but I wouldn't bother for now because there's one thing I want to do first, which is do the actual grouping by licenses, which is what I wanted to do to begin with. So to do that, we are going to change this from a list of dependencies to a list of groups. It's essentially a map of license ID to the dependencies that use it, but I don't think there's an equivalent of nel for maps, or is there?
No, I don't think so.
Like a non-empty map or something.
Never used it. It could. There was something.
Nah.
Was it?
The semi-group, whatever that
Semi-group.
is.
No.
Nah.
Nem.
Yeah.
No.
Could have been useful, but no, it doesn't exist. Okay, not a big deal. So
but how do you want to model? So do you want to do like a list of lists, or?
Yeah, what I was thinking is a list of lists, because at the end of the day, this is only going to be showed on the screen. We are going to do all the sorting and everything in this coroutine, so we can just do shit, prepare it, and give it as is to the UI. One thing we probably need to do though is create a like a class, which is going to be the elements of every list. So there's going to be data class, license info, and this is the name or display name, whatever, which is a string. Val spdxid, which is a string, a nullable string, and so the URL, if val URL, which is also string, and then I want a data class, which is a licenses list item. I'm just going to call it for now like this. The name is probably wrong, but what I want is a license info. And I want a dependencies list. What I wanted is not this. It was a non-empty list of dependencies model.dependency. Okay, so this should also make sure that our data parameters make a bit more sense. So now we don't have this madness anymore, but we have an LC of non-empty list. Sorry, that's fine, of licenses list item.
It's yeah.
And this is obviously
And the other one as well.
Okay. Now, obviously, this is gonna be complaining. It's fine.
Yeah, we need to map it a bit.
Yes. So we need to do some magic here. So we want to do dependencies list.
Grouping, right?
Yeah, group by. So we're gonna use a map internally, but we're not gonna be doing, like, we're gonna convert it to a list at the end, essentially. Yeah. So we're gonna be grouping by. Do we need a value transform? We probably do. So
we are working on the license name, right?
Yes. So this is the key selector.
So instead of having a list of dependencies and having like 80% of them having Apache 2 and something having MIT and something else like random stuff, one after another, you want to all the Apache 2 all together, the MIT all together. So we are grouping by the name of the license.
So in this case, it's a dependency. So we want to get either the SPDX licenses and we're gonna get, I would say any of that. I would go with probably the first one because I don't care particularly. We are sure that there's always only one, so that should be okay. And then this would be the identifier. Why is this? Oh, right, because it was, yeah. Or
you can even do first or null. So, well, I mean, are you sure that there's always something in there? Because if there is nothing in there and you do first,
in this case, it's a thing like with the data I have, it doesn't happen, and I would rather have it crash and know that because the data is not going to change at runtime. I know it, so it's going to blow up on me if I start testing it at some point. But anyway, this would be first or null as well. And do we have a way to say don't group this?
What do you mean?
It doesn't matter. No, as in we can do, like, this is gonna be, there's gonna be a null at the end.
There is a null section here. Yeah, it's gonna end up with a null group.
Yeah, which we can just skip.
Filter at the end.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna call it dip.
So at this point, you have a list of lists No, it's giving you like a map, right? It's
Yes.
giving you a map.
This is gonna be a map.
So
But what I want to do now is I need to transform the value somehow, right?
depend-
Because
okay, but
otherwise,
what-
no, I don't. No, I don't need to.
I mean, where
No.
do you want to go? From what to what?
So the final value is this, right? Where I have a
Okay.
license info and the dependencies. But I just realized
Yeah,
that I don't need to do it this way
No.
right now.
And you can
So
because
after
this is a map.
I do the
so
group
at that
by,
point you can do like a map on a map. You know, go entries. How do you do it? Like,
I can do.
can you do map? No.
Yeah, I can do map.
Yeah.
That's gonna map the
Okay.
entry or the keys or the values. I can also do map not null, which
enough.
might also work, but let's just say for now that because that's gonna turn it into a list, I think. Yes, that's gonna turn it into a list, which, to be fair, could also work for us. Because
it's gonna be a list of what? List of
no, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So here we have a map. So this group by, let me actually,
yeah. Put it in a variable so we can see the type.
yeah. Now it's a list of the key, which is the license ID or the
Yes.
license URL, depending, and then a list of dependencies that use it, which is close enough to what we want. What we want is
Can you do?
That.
Do you have a like group by not null something like that?
no, there isn't.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there isn't.
Well, I mean, it will be nice, but it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
There
pretty
isn't, but
easy to filter.
yeah, it's not too bad. It's good. Once we are at having a list, then doing the filtering is gonna be trivial.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause
So
that-
now we have
that's
on
fine.
one side we have like Apache 2. On another
Yes.
side we have a list of every dependency that uses
So we have map values, because the keys, we don't care about the keys. Like, we have them, sure, fine, but we don't need them. Because the only thing we care about is the list of entries, because they're going to be the list of dependencies, and every dependency in that list will have the same license. So we can recreate the license data from the first item in every list, because we know that all of them are not empty anyway. So that's fine. I'm going to do this. So the key, as I said, we don't care. We don't care. We only care about the value. And the value is going to be dependencies list. So every item in the dependencies list, so we can actually, we can create the license info for this entry. Oh, someone is upset.
Yeah.
Has the
He just saw me, so I was like, yeah.
oh,
There was the baby version of we need to wrap up.
fair enough. It is time to wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do this as quickly as I can.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
might work, it might not work.
Let's-
I don't know. But
Let's do
dependencies
this, no
list dot wait, what was I doing? Yes, I need to get the first. So there's always at least one item in there, and for this, I need either the first SPDX license, or again, I need the first. Let me do a let here. The unknown licenses dot first. It has to have at least one theoretically, but you never know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okie doke. And let's make it a bit more readable. Perfect. And this is going to be the license that we're dealing with. And this can be either an SPDX license or an unknown license. Now, the annoying part is that we don't necessarily, like, they don't have anything in common, which is fucking annoying. But for now, before we figure out a way to improve it, because it's going through the serialization, I don't want to touch that. But we can do var name, which is a string and is null. And we can do var, no, wait. We can actually do it the other way around. It's going to be a bit better, which is when license and is dependency model dot dependency.
Thank you for the subscription.
Thank you for the sub, Eyal. And so if it's an SPDX license, then we know to handle it, and we can create a license info as license dot name, license dot like
It was identifier. What
identifier and license dot URL. In an ideal world, this would be a sealed class that has 2 values, but I just want to get this done.
Yeah, no worries. First make it work, then make it nice.
Yeah. And unknown license, this means that there is no identifier. Okay. And then this is the last thing we do. So this needs an else. I would say this should never happen because we control that.
Mark is waiting in the chat to have this thing running once. And,
I mean,
and printing.
no. It's either like because of this, it cannot be anything else.
Okay, come on. Okay, yeah, sure.
It's like
This can never happen, right?
something else would be fucking wrong. Okay. And oh wait, there's one thing that we might want this for, which is to checking if the key is null. Because then we can just we can return null again.
Super null.
Null, and then we can do filter not null. Is there?
It's the,
Oh no, because this is wait. No. I know what this is. To list, and then filter not null. Okay, this works.
That indentation is killing me, but okay.
Now it's fine.
Is it though? With the two list in the middle of nowhere.
No. Values. Okay. What would you put it there?
Well, I mean,
does it look any less weird? I don't think it looks any less weird.
I'm always baffled by the weirdness of some indentation.
Better?
On the stuff every now and then.
I think it's better now.
I don't. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, and this is now whatever the fuck we call this. We called it map because we're savages.
Well, naming is hard.
Yeah. What is this complaining about? It's found a license info. Right, because we aren't done. Yay, we aren't done. So this is the license.
Oh yeah, now you need to create the outer.
Yeah.
value.
So what I'm gonna do. No, wait, no. This is my values, is fine. So this is, I want this to be a variable. So val license info, perfect. And what we want to return is the LLI And this is license info and the depth list, which I think. Oh, this is where we need to do this.
Yeah. Boom.
Okay, and this is fine. Now, obviously, this is complaining because it's saying it wants an empty list. Fine.
Because the data.
No.
Data.
It makes sense. It makes sense because it's both of them are non-empty by default.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Obviously, here we need to change the type. But that shouldn't be a huge deal because this one is data of
then now there is list
LLI, not this one.
No, it's the list
this one, and this needs to change the type as well. Perfect. And now this makes more sense.
Now you need to dig into it.
Item. That's not what I meant. Okay, so now item has license info dot name. Perfect. And I will do one thing, which is item dot license info. Oh no, this is not the license info. No. Okay, no, we're just showing. We're just showing the name of the license. I don't care.
Yeah.
This so is if you run this nullable though, wasn't it? I thought the license info was nullable. No, it isn't. It's fine. Okay, so now if I run this, I should at least see the list of licenses, which is going to be
the same.
It should be like 2 or 3 items, honestly. What is this complaining about? Obviously, yes, this is now changed. This needs to be an LLI. And this takes the LI license info. And the license info is this. This one is called SP. Oh, I shouldn't have. Wait. I should have copied it. Okay, this is getting a bit verbose, but ideally you would have fixtures for this stuff.
But previews are always weird. A lot of stabbing, I think. Then.
Wait, this is non-empty list of dependency. No, this is not dependencies. I don't know why it keeps saying dependency. Okay, and this should theoretically work. He said, famous last wordingly. As we were saying earlier today, even the answer you're looking for is inside of you, but it's wrong.
But it's wrong. Yes. The answer to all your questions is inside you. But it's wrong.
Yeah.
Look at that. It works. Yeah. Nice. This is good.
Party time.
This is good.
Okay. So yeah, we're showing the licenses. What else would you need to do? I mean,
mission accomplished.
This is considerably less horrible than it was before. So I'm not too mad about it. I think this is something I can actually live with for now.
Yeah, but the open source, yes, but we can actually keep it open because I want to see. I don't know how to do expandable sectioned list in Compose, and that would be nice to have.
No idea.
You know, you click on Apache 2 and
I
then
don't know. Is there anything like that we can do in, it's like a companies or something?
I think there is something in Compose itself. I think section lists are there. I don't know if it's expandable lists.
This one, Pro Android Dev. Wait, let me zoom in a bit. So activity don't care. Expandable card. Yeah, but this is then a lazy list of non-lazy things, which I don't need. No. It's not the right thing.
I want like a sectioned list. How to do like a section list?
So, I mean, you could do. You
like
could
a header. I mean, you can definitely do the header.
Yeah, I mean, there is no header thing, but you can do.
No, there is blah 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 something. Yeah, you can do.
As in, you would have like licenses dot for each. Wait, what was it? That, and then you would do item. So you would emit for everything in the license. You would emit like it dot license info dot name. Wait. Oh yeah, this is the key, right? Makes sense. So I think the URL is not nullable, so this would be the key, and here you would have just this, and then below that maybe you could have modifier dot fill max width, padding 8 dip, just to distinguish it, color dot yellow, fuck it.
Yeah, it's gonna be gray and white.
And then you would have this, because then this.
Okay.
Oh, look at the live edit doing live magic.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Perfect.
Obviously.
Ish.
This.
But then you need
would
to
go this way.
Item inside.
Yeah, that's fine. And then you have items. Instead of having all of them, you would do it dot dependencies. Yeah. The key here that we were saying earlier is this is a lambda, and then it's it dot coordinates.
Artifact ID. Oh, coordinates. Okay.
Item. Sure. And I think we're mostly done at this point, to be fair.
Okay. Give it a nudge. It just needs a nudge.
It needs to build. Yeah, there you go.
Boom.
Done.
Bravo.
That was fast.
Oh, this live edit shit works. I mean, I like it.
Right? It works.
Nice.
It does stuff.
Look at that. Look at that.
There is a sticky header. Sticky header.
We have a slightly less list. And now we need one more episode to actually build like a UI, and probably we will have Mark Ellison with us. Because now at that point the UI is gonna be like in I don't know, some fancy path SVG whatever animation stuff.
You never know. So Viga said in the chat that there is a sticky header. So,
okay, so if you scroll.
Oh yeah, because I've added an import, so it doesn't work.
Don't ever add the import, Sebastian.
It's not my fault. I needed to add the import to make this work. But it should be
the sticky header
mostly
should be
done.
Like the one that you scroll and then it stays. and then you scroll more, and then another one stays.
Yep.
That's so. Those are the sticky headers.
Yep. There you go. I mean, we don't have enough things at the bottom, but yeah, it works. It doesn't look pretty, but it works.
Can you reverse the list so we have more stuff at the bottom, please?
Sure.
Can you reverse a string, Sebastiano? Have you ever interviewed for a programming role? Can you reverse a string? No, can't.
There you go.
Why would you do that?
There you go.
I love it. Look, thank you, Sebastiano, for...
You're welcome. Well, thank you, Kotlin Standard Library, for this.
Yeah, that's actually nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, this works. Obviously, it looks like shit, but it works, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, well, yeah, fair enough.
So,
it's a low traffic screen.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than 99% of the license attribution screens out there. So there's that.
Yeah. Yes. So in the meantime, because we need to wrap up because I need to go.
Yes.
I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank the new subscribers for supporting us. You can support us with a Twitch subscription. You can support us with buying stickers or buying T-shirts. We also have the keychain. We also have the metal pin. And then you can also become a subscriber on Twitch, like Mark Ellison and Aurelio and Tudor and more, Maya as well. So you can support us in a lot of ways. And we appreciate the support because this is how the thing keeps going on, and we are able to send stickers for free when we do the giveaways. And we are trying to start again with the IntelliJ licenses giveaways. So we have a few things boiling down. So thank you for the support. Sebastiano.
Yes.
Do we have any news for next week?
Yes, next week, unless we end up doing the same thing we've done today, we should have Rahul back, and he's going to be talking about Perfetto as he promised he would. So if you have any performance issues, questions, especially around tooling and how it works, next week is your time, and we're going to find out together. I'm very curious because I've never used Perfetto, and it looks really cool, but I'm like, whoosh, how does it work? I mean, I've only used systrace back in the day, and it kind of looks somewhat similar, but not like 100% identical. So there's that.
There's a lot of colors. That's the only thing that I know.
Yeah, but I like colors, so that works for me.
So
yeah, I think that's it. And we're going to see you next week. We didn't run the giveaway.
Twice. 2 giveaways next week with Raul.
Fine.
Come on.
I keep forgetting. Oh, well.
Yeah, because
we were coding.
That's what happened. In the zone. Anyway.
I mean, we did domain modeling. We did shit. It's cool. Folks, if you are on the Discord, they're going to put the link for the thumbnail making very soon, in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I was just thinking if I had anything I needed to run away from here for, but I don't. Probably.
Easy life.
This is where I just pick up the work email. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, time zones, right?
Yeah, exactly. US? You said US?
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Perfect.
Have a great time.
Beautiful people.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your evening.
Enjoy.
Ciao, ciao.